Hey, you guys. So I know people have been talking about being very demure, but I truly do want to encourage us to be very mindful. We need to be mindful of what we are listening to, of what we are watching, of what we are believing, and even what we are celebrating. One day last week I was at the gym working out, and they always play music. And so I was listening to the song that they were playing, and it was one of Little Uzi Vert songs. And he was saying, "All my friends are dead, push me to the edge." And I was saying to myself, why are they playing that? This song is not making me want to work out harder. This song is not motivating me, push me to the edge. This song trying to put me down. But that's why we can't get caught up from a good beat or a catchy hook. That we need to be mindful of even the lyrics that we are singing and rapping. Is this lifting me up? And the same thing goes with what we're watching. If we're really trying to live a righteous and holy life, we need to be mindful of the things that we're watching on social media, on TV, watching certain movies. We need to think and see if what we are watching is leading us towards God's way or is it leading us astray. But then we need to even think about what we are believing and what we're celebrating. We need to be mindful of that. Just last year, I learned about Halloween and how it is a holiday that we as believers should not celebrate. And I encourage you all to do some research. I had no clue. But ultimately, we're in a time that when we know better, will we truly do better? That too many times the enemy will try to dress up evil things as good. Oh, it's innocent. It's just kids dressing up as their favorite character or with the candy and the trick or treats. Oh, that's nothing. But do we ever look at the roots? That we are in a time where we truly need to test everything, traditions and all. That it's not about that this is something that you've always done. We need to test it to see if it's something that we need to continue to do. In First John chapter 4, verse 1, it says, "Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world." That's why we need to be mindful of what we believe and what we celebrate. So, you guys, I encourage you, look into Halloween. One time I saw on Instagram how a girl had a ghost tree in her apartment. And I was saying to myself, the only ghost that I want in my apartment is the Holy Ghost. We need to be mindful of what we are celebrating and even what we're promoting. We can't just do things just because it's something that we've always done. But like let's be clear. With Halloween, before last year, I didn't know it was anything wrong with it. Same thing goes with sororities and fraternities. Same thing goes with horoscopes and zodiac signs. But when you know better, will you do better? And the way that we test things to see if it is from God or not is by getting into his word. What does God say about this? And you guys, even thinking about superstitions. Like I think one day maybe I was even whistling or something. I was like, "Oh, shouldn't whistle." And then even sometimes when I'm walking and there's a pole, I'm like, "Oh, come this way, don't split the pole." And sometimes we gotta say, "Ho ho ho, why am I believing these things? Why am I still doing these things? Like, and if I split the pole, what? And if I put my purse on the floor, what? Who was in control? God is in control. God is in control of my present, my future, and he controlled my past. Whether I whistle, split the pole, put my purse here, there, that doesn't mean anything. So we are in a time where we need to test things. That it can't just be, oh, we've done this in the past, so it must still be good. Just because we've done it all these years. I began to think about like, why did I go so long without knowing some of these truths? And part of it could have just been because I never asked God to reveal it. And when we read in the Bible, we know how Jesus can open blind eyes. So all we got to do is ask God, open our eyes to your truth, Lord, and he'll start revealing it. So you guys, let's be very mindful. Let's be mindful of what we listen to, of what we watch, of what we're feeding our spirit and our mind. Let's be mindful of what we believe and what we celebrate. Be blessed.